Coming to you from the land of enchantment, Albuquerque, New Mexico, but heard in all four corners of the world, this is another sports rant, bringing you the juiciest sports drama, along with the sharpest sports statistics, but most importantly, my own personal opinion, which is brilliant, by the way. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. That really helps out a lot. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you get your podcast, please leave a rating and a review on that front. That would be awesome. Thank you so much. Please, if you haven't already, go follow the socials. They will be linked in my description. Linked in the description. Just copy and paste. Right on over. Go give those a follow. A lot of fun. Instagram, TikTok, and X. And let's get straight to it, ladies and gentlemen, because oh boy, do we have a show for you. Also, ladies and gentlemen, please give me a moment of silence for he has been retired as a mic stand. I got this is a kind of a mic stand. It's a selfie stick, but it holds my mic really well. And he took up a lot of desk space. He's going to be recycled. You will miss you, Mr. Pop Tart box, Jesus. He served me well. But yes, so Game 5 of the NBA Finals wrapped up the other day. So we are moving on to Game 6. We have the Oklahoma City Thunder leading 3-2 now. The win at home was massive, even though there was a lot that happened in this game. Jalen Williams with 40 points, 6 and 4 was impressive. He joins only a few other players who have actually put up that kind of stat line in their first finals. This is I think he was one of the youngest to ever do it, outside of Magic Johnson and who was an Allen Iverson. I'm pretty sure Magic Johnson. I'm positive on, but it was just an absolute takeover defense that they've been playing has been working, and their defense really has won them this series. I know a lot of people will say it's the refs, the refs, the refs, and you know what I tell people people who blame the refs do not know ball, because there's opportunities for the other team when if fouls are called or not called. There's other opportunities to win the basketball game. It does not matter. You should be able to overcome the adversity of bad refs, and they weren't necessarily bad tonight. SGA got a lot of free throws. I think it was just that the Thunder just played insanely good defense. Sorry, my keyboard is in the way. And I was just shocked. Really, he was playing out of his mind. And even the SGA also just had a big game. Just especially when he distributes the basketball, because him scoring 30. Jason Timpf, a guy I watch on he's on the Volume. He does a lot of basketball coverage. Great guy. He's 30 points for SGA is not necessarily a good game from SGA, because that's kind of the standard. It's kind of compared it to how Michael or KD or guys like that, when they score a lot, yes, that's the standard for them. Or LeBron and Jokic, when they can score a lot, they can assist a lot. It doesn't mean they had necessarily a good game. And he's saying that comparing them to that kind of tier, comparing SGA to that tier of star, because I guess he is now kind of entering that star status, because he has won the MVP, probably going to win the Finals MVP. Was the season leading scorer. So yeah, he is starting to enter that kind of conversation. Is he the best player in the world? Is he the best player? And is he the best player in gen? Like, is he an all time kind of guy? That's the kind of the conversation that we're starting to have now that they are kind of poised to win win this series, especially with Tyrese Halliburton went out of the first quarter with a like apparently according to Twitter now he has a hamstring strain, so we'll probably not be like seeing him at full strength the rest of the series. It was kind of sad to see because they had made this series entertaining. Him especially, he made this entire playoffs very entertaining. I hope he gets well soon. I hope that he's able to play safely, all that good stuff. You know, we just don't want to see guys just like knocked out for no reason, and we also don't want to see the drooling idiots on Twitter be like, "Well, the Oklahoma City Thunder actually won because there was injuries and there was this." It's like, no, the Oklahoma City Thunder are really fucking good. It's unfortunate that Tyrese Halliburton got not like fell out of that game that he did. They were not going to win this game anyway. They had it close. They had it within 2 or 3 points at some points in the fourth quarter, but J Dub was just too good. SGA had 31 and 10, so it was just like, yeah, you know what? It is what it is. But I there is going to be a lot of uh, different things happening in Game Six. Game Six is the game that I think if Indiana can pull it out because it is at home, and even with like TJ McConnell, like I want to actually hold on before we talk about Game Six. I want to talk about TJ freaking McConnell. The game he had in Game Five was insane. I've talked about him a lot because it's like he kind of plays like me because he's kind of a short white guy and he can't really shoot, but he's like constantly hustle. So he's very appealing. Uh, uh, and he had like 18 points. I'm gonna double check what TJ McConnell. I'm pretty sure he had 18. I want to. I'm almost positive. Yeah, he had in 22 minutes off the bench. He had 18, 4 and 4 with 2 steals, which and a +4 plus minus. He did turn over the ball 3 times, but he was damn impressive, especially in that third quarter. He kept the Pacers afloat. Just like officiate, like there was a stat that in the third quarter he either assisted or scored 18 different points. I was like, damn, that's for a guy who's like 6'1". Like he doesn't really look 6'1". He looks more like 5'10". Uh, that was an impressive showing. Uh, I was just blown away by it. Uh, because it's like you don't see that a lot from guys. Like you see that from guys like time to time, but you don't get that breed. There's like hustle. Like, and he said it actually one time in an interview. He's like, yeah, intensity is a skill that not everybody has. It's like a trait because not everybody does it. If not everybody does it, then it's unique. And I was like, oh, that's a really good point. He's just like, whew, he's a really just like fun player. He's actually one of the few players who can actually beat the Oklahoma City defense off the dribble. Otherwise, like especially Halliburton being like hampered now by that calf, he is not able to like none of the other guards for Indiana can actually like beat uh, beat him off the dribble, but beat the OKC defense off the dribble. Good God! But that defense is insane. Their perimeter, the way they just hold them to the front court. I'm like, oh my gosh, and to the back court rather. I'm like, they're not they're getting like there were points where they were heaving up half court shots because the shot clock is expiring, and it's like They just forced they for 24 seconds they just played excellent defense and forced a terrible shot and either a shot clock violation or like a wide easy rebound, and then they just hop right back over, get a bucket, and it kind of wore down a team that doesn't get really get wore down in the Pacers, and I was really impressed by that. But yeah, whew, holy shoot, oh my gosh, yeah, there's just not enough. I think Game 6 is probably either if Indiana wins, they're not. I don't know if they can win Game 7 at on the road in OKC. That atmosphere will just be too deafening. It'd just be too much. I feel like Jason Timpf also had a good point. He's like they would have to have won every single home game to win the series, and they didn't. They still have a chance, but Game 6, Game 7 on the road, it's just like that's a lot. It's a really big uphill battle, especially with Halliburton's injury. So this is a really funny story. Angel Reese has, according to the Bleacher Report, Angel Reese has filed for a trademark for the rebound term "me bound," which a lot of people love to troll her for her me bounds. Uh, Reese says she loves the trolling because it returns results in good ideas from fans, and she is apparently going to trademark this term. She has a uh, this is just kind of hilarious because I she actually just had a really good game. Um, she had a triple double, so congrats to her. But it is kind of funny to watch her a lot because it's just like a uh, she did hit like 11, 13, and 11, 13 rebounds, probably coming off of her own misses, but still, like, you know what? Good for her. Get your bag. There was a point where a lot of guys were gambling on her missing her first shot, and it went super viral. And then when it after it went viral, she actually made her first shot. So it was kind of like, oh fuck. But they had like made like so much money off of just gambling on her uh, on her gosh, I can't even think right now. Good God. They're gonna fucking roast me in the chat for this one. They were gambling on her just missing, and it was just hilarious. Because it's like it's this is just kind of like funny to watch because like the um her her entire like persona is just kind of funny, especially when she compares herself to like Caitlin Clark, who, like, no offense to Angel, but uh there is no she is not nearly on the same level. She's a great basketball player. I'm not saying that this is getting me bounds in is hard. Uh but I'm going to be honest with you. She's not nearly on the same level as Caitlin Clark. And that's kind of like the thing where people just don't like her. I don't think it's anything to do with her specifically. It's her just the way she like reacts to. She's like, "Oh, I'm on the same level as Caitlin Clark." She's like, "Absolutely not, honey. You're great. Just don't compare yourself to her. Like it's trying to compare like apples and oranges, or it's trying to compare like prime steak. Like you go to like a really good steakhouse and get a really nice steak. So you're like, yeah, you know what? My brother can cook some good steak. Like that's different. It's like a souffle chef and then like a home cooked meal, right? Like some like Gordon Ramsay and then like mom's cooking, right? So it's not she's not bad. I'm not trying to say that she's bad at any way, but there's levels to this shit. But I don't know if she can actually trademark this term. I'm gonna actually kind of do a little bit of research on that. Can you trademark? Trademark rebounds. Yes, she can actually file. Actually, that just says she has filed Um, let's see what it has here. Yes, Gillian Angel Reese can legally trademark the term me bounds. She has already filed a trademark application with the U.S. Patents. Blah, blah, blah. This application will allow her to use it on merchandise, T-shirts. So you know what? That's good for her. Like you know what? Take the hate and turn it into something kind of like profitable and cool. In other sports drama, um, Noah Lyles uh, dropped out of the apparently dropped out of a the race that he had planned with uh, Tyreek Hill. So he said it was for personal reasons, and it's really I don't really understand like his the way he comes across and like the way he talks. He talks like a anime protagonist because it's just his personality. He's a weird dude. But like we can't say that Tyreek Hill isn't a weird dude either. So uh, I don't really understand like what like he's like oh like everybody's like he's ducking oh he's a pussy and I'm gonna maybe just like sit here and defend him for a little bit because you know what like I don't like yes he probably saw the 10-1 and was like wow that's really fast. Let's just be real, buddy. Um, he would have been wiping the floor with Tyreek Hill. I think this is less like I want like attention. It's like I don't really care because it's not he has not been like running. I think it's he hasn't been running like been in any like professional races since the Olympics. So we don't know actually what's necessarily wrong with him. We saw him race speed, but that's speed. No shade to him, but like you're not a pro track athlete. And it's just kind of like a weird vibe. Like it gave him like a weird vibe. I don't really like the like it's fun. It would be funny to watch, and I don't think Tyreek Hill's like anywhere close to the track athlete that uh, uh, Noah is. But it's like it's not it doesn't matter. I think if Tyreek had trained from like when he was in college, because he ran good. Like I said, he ran good times in college. He's a great athlete, but he chose football, which is probably a smarter idea because he made a lot more money to support all of his kids that he had. That's the other thing he's really good at is getting women pregnant. But um, I really don't understand. Like uh, here from ESPN, the Olympic 100-meter champion Noah Lyles canceled his much anticipated showdown with Miami Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill due to personal reasons, quote unquote. Hill challenged Lyles to a 50-yard race days after the American sprinter won gold in the 100 meters at the Paris Games last year. Lyles said that the plans to hold the Lyles said that the plans were to hold the race against Hill this weekend in the New York Times Square. We were very deep into creating this event, Lyles told reporters, Stage Roll Global, blah, 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 blah. In fact, it was supposed to be happening this weekend. Unfortunately, some things, there were some things, complications, personal reasons that just didn't come, it didn't just come to pass. But we were full on. We're going to shut it down, New York Times Square, and everything. It was going to be a lot of fun, said Lyles. Hill boasted that he could beat Lyles in a race. This is just bullshit. Blah blah blah. And then he posted to his Twitter like the little meme of like I'll put it up there. Uh, of like Homer Simpson going uh back into the thing. It's like oh my gosh, like dude. If I'm Tyreek Hill, I'm like praising the Lord because you would have gotten fucking embarrassed. Like that would have been it would have been so funny to watch him just get absolutely cooked um, by uh, by Noah. But yeah, Also in the NBA right now, there's a lot of rumors, trade rumors going down about like Kevin Durant, where he's going to go. There's been a lot of talk. I think from what I know currently, it looks like he's either going to go to. There's like three, four, like couple different places. He says he really wants to go to San Antonio with the Spurs, Houston, Miami, maybe. What's the other one? Possibly looking the Timberwolves. We know now that that was kind of the idea. They really wanted him, but I don't think he's really in on that. Um, there was another couple of things. Where's the other one? It's like Miami. What's the other one? I think it really is narrowed down to like three teams. I don't really think any of the really of the Eastern Conference teams really could get him. I think the Knicks probably tried to get him because the Knicks have just been calling everybody like they're emotionally unavailable X. But I really just I see I like the fit in San Antonio because he's kind of a veteran guy. Uh, he would be. I think Wemby would just learn a ton from him, just being like, yeah, this is how you avoid injury, being fucking skinny and tall. And here's my like, I am the Slim Reaper, so I know just watching him going through his shooting drills, I think would be awesome for Wemby. I think that's just like a nice fit. It's like a nice way to end his career. He could probably win there very well. It's there's just a lot of just weird stuff. I don't think he would work in New York. Like he would work, but it's like I don't know how New York would get him because does not want Carl Anthony Towns or any of those guys. They already had Mikal Bridges for a long time, and they traded his ass away for Kevin Durant. So that'd be kind of ironic. Um, it's just been kind of a little bit of a roller coaster. I like KD is one of my favorite players. And don't get me wrong, like he's gonna work anywhere. He could work anywhere. I think Houston, he would it would be a little bit more of like he's has to carry the team because they don't have an outside shooter at all, and it would feel more like the burden is on him. But it wouldn't necessarily be on him defensively. But it's like, hey, we need big shots, big shots, big shots. And then the other one is Miami. Miami is another interesting one. That uh, it's just like, yeah, um, we have Bam, like Pat Riley, uh, no state income tax. That's probably another thing. That's why I didn't really buy the Minnesota talks that much. Is like, yeah, you're gonna go to Minnesota with the state income tax. That's insane. Like that's another thing you got to factor in. Kevin Durant is like a multimillionaire, and he went from OKC to San Francisco, which like Oklahoma and California's uh, tax uh, tax codes are like night and day. Um, he went from San Francisco to New York, so it's like yeah, another just like massive like the New York took a giant chunk of his change from a lot of his contracts. Then where does he go after he leaves New York? He goes to Arizona, which has no state income tax. It's nice, it's chill, uh, nice tax code for him. And where does he want to go next? Texas or Florida? But like if that's like I know it's not a big factor because the main factor is basketball. But you think about this, it's like yeah, he wants to keep a lot of his money. He's at the tail end of his career. He wants to make money. He wants to keep it. Um, is going to go to a place that he can actually keep the majority of his contract or more than uh, he would get other places. So I think Phoenix, I think rather San Antonio, rather Houston, Miami. It's really just kind of a three-way coin flip. I don't really see him working basketball wise in Miami, um, just because like they're not necessarily great defensively. I'm not like super tuned in on the details, but I would love to see him on the Spurs. The Spurs would be cool. As a Suns fan, like he was not necessarily the problem. So like he's gonna work. He works anywhere. Like he's like butter on pancakes, baby. Like he just works really well. But yeah, absolutely insane is that guys who had like ball knowledge back in the day got it from like like from cards. They would collect cards and then they would memorize uh, the stats on the back of the cards, or they buy like the magazine, like Sports Illustrated, and they memorize, just sit there in their bed and just memorize like the stats. Like I think that's how like Nerd Sesh, those guys got like such insane ball knowledge, because like yeah, it's more accessible now, but like the guys back in the day who had that insane ball knowledge, like they got it in like the most like authentic way possible, because like you didn't just like get to like throw up stat muse if you wanted to stat, or like oh just let me pull up like the AWS, right? Like there's you had to go like deep into your bag and like go and buy baseball or basketball or football cards if you wanted to know ball. So like I kind of give them a little like a lot of respect, because I've just started collecting cards now too, and like because I never grew up in a place where I could like actually like buy them, but uh now that I do live in like an actual city, it's actually kind of cool to just sit there and like kind of collect and look at them all. I even got like some old ones from a friend of mine. Just gave me like a big binder full of his ones. He's like, I don't give a shit about these. Like my wife doesn't like them, and so I was like, hey, yeah, I'll take them for sure. And like, there's some like old like Alex Smith rookie cards in there. I was like, oh shit, like 49ers Alex Smith. So I was like, yeah, like people back in the day, insane ball knowledge, like just coming from like that's how you like learn ball. It's like you learn from like Sports Illustrated, or you learned it from the back of the baseball or football or basketball cards. So like I got respect for that.